Alrighty, everyone, welcome back to the Fridge Podcast. While your gaming news is kept tight, cold, and fresh, I'm Zach, half of a host, and this is
Lucas, the other half.
And today we're going to be talking about a little bit of odds and ends. The only real big thing that happened this week is Gamescom. This week? Last week? Last week. Anyway, Gamescom. It happened. But yeah, for right now, I have finished Dark Souls 2. It's done. That game's garbage. It's terrible. It's awful. I'm currently editing the final video for it. I need to get a better video editor because mine's not that good. But I am working on it. The final video for it will be on YouTube with a little bit of extra stuff tagged on with it. So pay attention to that. I've moved on to Dark Souls 3. Yeah.
I've been threatening to invade him the entire time.
Yes, he has. Although he could have at one point. I was embered for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't. So, that's your fault. Yep. What are you playing?
I've been getting deep into Monster Hunter World, because that came out, and also Pavlov, because...
Pavlov. Yeah. Alright, first bit of gaming news, the biggest... Actually, we're just going to dive right into the biggest news there is. Our friend Dan. Our good friend Dan. You might know him as RoomL45. We had him on to talk about Octopath Traveler. That boy just got affiliate yesterday. Biggest piece of gaming news. Nothing else matters.
Podcast over.
Also, if you are at the stream currently, you know that I was hosting him before we started streaming. So you saw him. He's affiliate. So, good job, Dan. Now let's move on to actual news, because fuck Dan. I love you, Dan. First piece, let's see. We'll go right into it. We're going to talk about Smash Bros. For a little bit. Whoops. No, gush. I didn't mute it. I know.
You gotta prep.
I know! Alright. Okay. First piece of news. There. Now that my failure is all gone. Smash Bros. Has been announcing characters as we go along, as we get closer to the actual release date. Everyone knows that Ridley's been announced, and now we have King K. Rool from Donkey Kong. 64, I believe? Was the last?
He's been in a few.
He's been in a few, but like the last main one, I think was 64.
I have no idea on that.
But so he is now in the game. People have been asking about him for a while, for a long time. And along with Ridley. And before we move on to the next bit of Super Smash Bros. News, when the game started being made and they got, they increased in popularity, people for a while have been saying the different characters that they want to see in the games. And Masahiro Sakurai has said for many reasons why some of those characters can't be made, and that they would be impossible. Two of those characters, there are three big ones. Two of those characters are currently now in the game, both Ridley and King K. Rool. Ridley was said to be impossible due to the size of Ridley, but with the new technologies, they must have found a way to scale him down. King K. Rool had a problem with just his popularity in general, and just like the knowledge and of what people knew about him, and they were also partly worried that he would just be a reskin and a copy of some other character. But from the looks of the trailers, they found a way to overcome that. He has his own attacks. He's got a cannon that can absorb people and shoot them out, or maybe just Kirby, I don't know. But they have that. And the third one, who, come on, we have 2 out of the 3, is Geno from Super Mario RPG Legend of the 7 Stars. And so, I don't know, maybe like email Nintendo and be like, hey, put in Geno. Anyway, but we have 2 out of 3 characters that have for the longest time been told it's impossible to put them in, and we might maybe get Geno. He's my favorite Mario character ever, so that'd be really cool. Mm-hmm. And it would definitely give me more incentive to get Smash. But on to the next bit of Smash Bros. News. I mute it.
As if that wasn't enough incentive.
Right. If you're a big Castlevania fan, well, we've got some news for you as Luigi's dead. Anyway, both Simon and Richter Belmont have been added to the game. They are not characters I'm extremely familiar with. I don't know how much Castlevania you played.
Not at all.
But from their moves, they look pretty fun to play. They look pretty cool. And they definitely, for me, they look like they're worth a try to play. I've played a little bit of the, I think it was SNES Castlevania, but I don't know, if you're a big Castlevania fan, they're in the game now. Their character sprites look pretty badass. Their movesets look pretty cool. You're gonna see Simon's, there's a big reveal, but you're gonna see Simon's ultimate coming on screen for the non-audio listeners if you're watching on YouTube. And it's actually pretty cool. But yeah, so Simon and Richter Belmont from Castlevania have been added, which I think having Castlevania in it opens the door for what characters can be added more. Because I don't think Castlevania is that, like, I think it has a cult following. It wasn't a big name staple for Nintendo. So I think it opens the door a bit more. Maybe we'll get some Battletoads in here.
Yes.
You know, maybe we'll get some of those, more of those no-name sort of characters. Not that Simon and Richter are no-name, but they're smaller named. You know, they're not as huge as all the other titles that we're getting and all the other characters we're getting put in.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it gives me a little bit more hope that Gino's going to come in. So, that's it for Smash. I just want to fast forward and see Dead Luigi. I think it's funny. I love Luigi. He's one of my favorites. Not the best, but one of. Anyway, moving on to the next piece of news. What do you got?
It was a big time at Blizzard for Gamescom, where they unveiled the new Diva short, which
we will pull up. Yep. Hey. Be nice. Be nice.
So, this short did a really good job of making Diva more of a character.
Less of a thing you play.
Yeah. And along with most of the shorts that they do, they're coming out with a new level. So, it's a South Korean style level, and it looks really cool. We don't know if it's going to be capture point or payload or whatever. So, along with that, it happened about a week ago, but the Summer Games event happened, or is happening.
Yep, currently going on. Which, they have some pretty cool skins this year, I will admit. Sorry, I'm bumping the mic. But yeah, Summer Games is happening. They brought back Lucio Ball, which sucks.
Yeah, not a big fan of Lucio Ball.
Not at all. But other than Lucio Ball, they haven't added much. Like
not for Summer Games.
Not for the Summer Games. They don't do much with the Summer Games. But they did add some cool. I'm trying to pull them up, which is why I'm like stalling a little bit.
So this short is pretty much Pacific Rim 3. Like,
I haven't seen it yet.
It's the monsters replaced with robots, and
can we call them Robaiju?
Yeah, I think they actually refer to them as kaiju.
I mean, it's I think Korean word for
big monster.
Yeah.
Big fucking monster.
I don't know languages. Don't quote me on that.
It's really good, and people are speculating that he is going to be the next Overwatch hero, because at the end of this short we see him working on his mech, but it's kind of off screen behind like a half wall, so we only see him.
Huh.
So maybe there's something to that.
I still want the Rocket Cat. Personally, like, I think the Rocket Cat would be a great character. We have a freaking hamster. Come on now.
Yeah. Oh. Moira's skin is pretty good.
Yeah. So they got new skins for... I'm going to take the short away. We have a new skin. Come on. For Ana, we have one for Winston and Zenyatta. For Reinhardt. For Roadhog. I don't know why I'm blanking on the names. Sombra, Brigitte. We have one for Diva, which I actually enjoy Divas.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up in a moment. And we have one for Moira. And then, of course, all the other ones are back. You can get them again. But let's just, I don't know, take a look at all of them. I actually like Ana's. It looks pretty nice. Winston's, I just laugh at.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the sports themed ones, but
they're okay. But
Yeah.
like I think they did a really good job this time around of like incorporating more of the sports aspect in some of them.
that
See,
one
this
looks
is nice.
really good.
Yeah, this one's like a surfer-esque or Hawaiian beach look for her. But I don't think we don't have that many like sports ones from the last one. Like we have cricket for Junkrat, but not much for everything else. But yeah, so there's that, and then they have two skins as well. That the Genji one looks amazing. Let's see if I can find it. I will put that back up. Do you have anything else to say about the...
About Overwatch?
Yeah.
No. Pretty much covers
Okay.
it.
Hold on. They're all stars. Okay.
Oh, and they also, in the short, give you a reason why Diva just has self-destruct.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Kind of need that.
I mean, we don't need it. It's explosions.
It's
but
nice to have. But
yeah.
anyway, boom, there it is. Good grief. The Tracer one looks ridiculous. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah.
But the Genji one looks downright amazing.
It looks like a fire version of the winter skin for him. Or not the winter skin, the Chinese New Year skin.
Possibly. Right now, so it doesn't capture, this picture doesn't capture it completely. Like, it looks really good in game. But yeah. So there's that. What's next?
We have also unveiled at Gamescom
Alex,
Reigns.
you be quiet. Number 2.
Reigns, the Game of Thrones.
The Game of Thrones Reigns.
Reigns.
Yes.
For people who
So,
don't know what Reigns
yeah.
is,
Sorry. I'm just like trying to see and do stuff at the same time.
it started out as a mobile game
Yep.
that you are the king of a
Just
nation,
yeah.
kingdom, and people come to you, your advisors, and you answer their questions through yes or no.
and it's just a text-based adventure.
Mm-hmm. So, with that, there is the new Game of Thrones one.
Correct.
Not exactly canon, because it is all kind of dreams.
Not at all. Yeah.
But it should be really fun.
It looks like you can play as many different characters: Jon Snow, Sansa Stark, Daenerys Targaryen. You know, some big name characters. There's many more, and each one has a story, and each one has different choices and all that. And you can die very quickly. Like in the original Reigns, one wrong thing and you're dead. And there's like 20, 30 different endings and different storylines that you can take and whatnot. But this one you will be dying much faster because it's Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to control a Game of Thrones kingdom. You control the entire Game of Thrones kingdom based off of who you play and whatnot, and how you do it. And it's a very fun game. They focus a lot on dark humor, but it's very funny. You know, wrong choices can lead to hilarious consequences. I know in the original Reigns, there's a choice where you can eat a mushroom, and like this text-based adventure just describes your journey on shrooms. Like, you eat a mushroom, and like it'll show pictures of the people that are coming to talk to you, and every once in a while there's this guy with the rabbit ears because you're still a little loopy off of shrooms. But like, it's a really fun game. It's very basic, simple gameplay, not a lot to it, but when you get into it, you know, you got to make sure you're going for the right things, doing the right stuff, making the right decisions. And I think bringing the Game of Thrones world into that is going to be a blast.
Also, I want to just say that the first time I met the devil in that game was when I was on shrooms. And
Yep.
the devil came up in his dog form, and it was weird, man. It was really weird.
Yeah. You do a lot of weird things in a game, but it's fantastic. It's a great game. Why are noises being made?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Everything's muted. So, along with that, it wasn't exactly at Gamescom, but Dota 2 news for all you Dota fans. I know I'm not really a Dota fan.
I don't think there's any Dota fans in my stream currently. I've never played Dota.
I don't know, maybe Alex.
I've never
he
played
seems like
League.
that kind of guy.
Alex is a weeb.
So there is a Gabe Newell voice pack coming out, and along with that, they have a short like comedy video of Gabe Newell in the recording studio butchering his lines and frustrating the directors with his monotone voice.
I need to look that up. That looks hilarious.
It is absolutely hilarious. And that's pretty much it for Dota.
I mean, the Dota Championship was going on. It's still going on. I don't know. I log on to Steam and it tells me. So.
I didn't actually know that.
Yeah.
Is it the international or?
I believe it's the international. Yeah. So.
I wonder what the prize pool is.
I don't know.
We should look that up.
Yeah. Let's look into it.
So, while he's looking that up.
Now we're caring about Dota. What are we doing?
Yep. Well, I mean, we're worrying about Dota prize pool.
Money, money, money. All right. While I'm looking it up.
Our next topic is going to be Fallout 76 because we're all. Oh, holy shit!
First place takes away $11 million.
The total prize pool is $25,000.
That's 25 million.
Oh, sorry, 25 million. Oh my god. Oh, and it's crowdfunded.
It's crowdfunded. You people freaking paid to raise $25 million for the Dota 2018 International.
But the base prize pool is $1.6 million. And then they crowdfunded the rest.
They crowdfunded $23,586,478,
which is a 1,474.15% increase.
I can't even.
That is amazing.
I can't even be mad at that. Like, I don't care for Dota in the slightest, but holy crap, the Dota fans, oh my goodness.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, he does like Dota.
I did call you a weeb. I will fight you. That is a crazy... Like, they have enough money to give...
Pull that up on the screen?
Yeah. They have enough money to give 18th place $62,000.
Holy
At this
shit,
point,
dude.
at this point, get me a team, sign me up. I will go there. I will lose, and I will take that money. Dang. Oh my goodness. We're currently $1 million over where we were last year.
Holy shit, dude.
The 2015 only raised 18 million, or had 18 million. I don't know if this is raised or just whatever. The 2017 or 2016 had 20 million. Yep. Wow.
That's ridiculous.
Wow.
I'm sorry, guys. We're in shock about this.
Yeah, that's crazy. $25 million. Like, look at these. Oh my goodness. Okay,
Like-
I'm looking at these graphs. Like,
I'm a stats nerd. That's impressive.
yeah, that. Oh my gosh. Alex, join my team. Let's go play Dota and get rich.
Right. Okay, so next is Fallout 76.
Fallout 76. All right, enough with Dota.
Enough about Dota.
That's crazy. That's absolutely ridiculous.
So with this one, Fallout 76 has been pretty much confirmed that there will be no crossplay.
None at all.
None at all.
They are pressuring Sony into trying to get it, but as it stands now, Sony is not backing down, and there is not going to be crossplay.
Mm-hmm. And along with that, we learned a bit more about how PvP is going to work. So, PvP, say I'm shooting Zach, right?
Please don't shoot me.
You know that when we
I'm
play
gonna get
together,
shot.
you're going to get shot.
Yeah.
So, I will deal reduced damage to him until he returns fire. If I kill him and he hasn't returned fire, I will get nothing for it, and I will get a bounty on my head.
Yep,
So,
that's what you get for killing me.
I know. But it gives this really interesting balance.
And dynamic.
So you have to accept pretty much the duel or accept that you're gonna die.
And try to run. Also,
You can try to run.
it gives you an interesting insight into humanity. You'll see which people just want to kill. Those are the people that you should not let wander the streets. Anyway. But no, I think it's a really cool way to kind of ward off griefing.
Mm-hmm.
If they're doing it for sort of, I mean, if they're griefing to grief, obviously it's going to take a bit longer to wane them off of killing people more than if they're killing to gain stuff. But Bethesda has put in a lot of those fail safes that I think a lot of other PvP games might need. Maybe not PvP games, but survival games might need. Otherwise, Bethesda's just going to pass them up even more so with Fallout 76.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, Bethesda, for saving me, because I don't PvP. I don't PvP in those games. It's not fun.
So one thing that hasn't been announced, but I kind of want them to try, is people that consistently grief, put them in a lobby with each other. Like how the cheaters lobby works in, I think it's Counter-Strike, where you will only match with other cheaters.
Yeah, I think that might be good too. Because if it's just a bunch of griefers in the same lobby, well, then they're gonna get into fights.
And that'll be perfect.
Like,
That's what they want, right?
It'll do what they want to do. Because a griefer shoots a griefer, the griefer's gonna shoot back.
Definitely.
That's what happens. But yeah, no, I think it's a good way, and the reduced damage might give you enough time to get away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you're not necessarily gonna die and lose your junk, but you never know. Depends on how good their gun is, I guess.
And you have to get good, as Alex says.
Yeah, I know.
Along with that, though, they talked more about the perk cards. So the number of points that you put into your special, strength, perception, endurance, you'll be able to put more cards onto your perk deck.
Yep.
Can't believe I just said that. Perk deck.
I didn't think that's a combo of words that we would ever use.
I mean, I've used it before, mostly for Payday, but a bunch of people were concerned that with these random card draws that it would be pay to win. You would be able to just buy cards.
No, there's no purchasing of cards at all.
But there will be microtransactions.
There will be microtransactions. Cosmetic purposes.
Cosmetic only. We'll see about that.
But it's basically the same as like buying a loot box for Overwatch. So I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
It's not pay to win. And I think I like the card system. I like the ability to increase cards' effects. I like the ability to, when you increase, say, your strength, you can have more cards in that strength slot. Mm-hmm. I think it's a good way to do it. I think it's an interesting way to do it, and I think it fits with sort of the lore of Fallout. You know, you find a comic book, you increase a stat. You find a bobblehead, you increase a stat. Like, just those sort of things. And so now they're adding, like, they've always had these old-timey feel. Bottle caps or, you know, currency. You go around and you can find, I'm pretty sure in one of the games I've found just old baseball cards lying around. And, like, it's taking more of that, you know, old-timey, like, these were important back in that time sort of deal with it. Mm-hmm. And giving you a reason to, you know, giving more of a reason for them to still be important in the game. And so, like, you're collecting trading cards, and I think it's a really cool thing. And you can mix and match the skills that you have. You don't have to dial into one. Like, you can mix and match for a certain encounter or a certain thing that you're going to try and do. So that way, because when you play Fallout, you choose and you're stuck with it. You build one character, and that's what you got. But for this, you can mix and match, and sure, you'll be better at some things than you are with others. But if you're playing by yourself and don't have that team composition when you're trying to go and do things, you just kind of mix and match your skills and you trade them in and out, and you'll be able to do a lot more. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a really good approach to this type of game. You know, if you're gonna grind for a couple hours in harvesting and mining or whatever, you can switch out those skills for things that'll help with that. And I think it's a good choice to go that route.
It makes me think of a little bit of how Monster Hunter is set up. So in Monster Hunter, different pieces of armor have different perks. So, like, if you're just gonna go out and gather stuff, you're gonna want your armor to match what you're doing. So if you're wearing the armor that gives you increased % chance of doubling your drops, you're going to want that. You're going to want your skinning outfit if you're going to go hunt monsters.
Yep. Got to make sure you're dressed for the occasion.
Yep. And final bit of news for me. More Blizzard stuff.
Woo!
There are multiple Diablo projects in the works.
Diablo 4. Diablo 4.
We could hope.
Diablo 4. Diablo 4.
I'm personally just expecting a mobile game at this point.
Multiple.
Multiple
We can get Diablo 4
and a mobile game.
and a mobile game. Multiple. Now, here's my theory. Did they say multiple Diablo games?
Projects.
There's the
Specifically
keyword.
projects.
There's the keyword.
It might be referring to the port on Switch.
Well, and that's not what I'm thinking, because they confirmed multiple projects in the works and then confirmed the Switch. I feel like those are two different things.
Possibly.
What
yeah.
I'm thinking, Diablo movie.
Dude, I fucking love that.
I don't know, but if they come out and be like, "Yep, we're making a movie," you heard it here first, folks. All right, you heard it here first. Same with if they come out saying, "Hey, we're making Diablo 4."
You heard it here.
You heard it here. All right.
Just like Half-Life 3. You heard it here first.
Oh God, no! You did not hear it here. You heard it everywhere on the freaking internet. Anyway, multiple projects. So that could be a movie, TV show. That'd be cool. But there's so many different things that it could be. Maybe not Diablo 4. Maybe not a mobile game. Maybe it's a spin-off. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's that. Like, they didn't say anything about it.
I would actually like to see a Diablo Hearthstone expansion.
That'd be
kind of cool.
That would be cool.
But
that would
I don't
mean
know,
that
man.
they set them in the same world,
yeah, and they're not.
which they're not. For Heroes of the Storm, they made a point of showing that they were pulled from their worlds and put into a different world, as to not cross the canons.
You can't cross the streams, man.
Nope. Although they technically do cross the streams because now the heroes know each other and all that jazz.
I don't know, man.
But it is still to be determined what those projects are. And so now we sit and wait and hope to hear more.
Yep, that could take a year. It could take
A couple months.
What, 13 years was the difference between Diablo 2 and 3?
I think the reason it took 13 years to hear anything about Diablo 3 was the companies were not as open with what they were doing. Companies nowadays are a lot more open with what they're doing. They might not come out and say, this is what we're doing, here's all the games we have lined up for the next 5 years. They might be like, okay, we have stuff planned in these series, we'll give you more information later. But that's still a lot more open than they were. And the fact that they've said, hey, we have some stuff in the works, means that they have to be getting close to at least completing one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Or close to getting some sort of gameplay or mock-up of it ready to show the general public.
It wasn't in my notes, but I have one more topic.
What?
The NVIDIA press conference happened, where they showed their new lineup of cards.
Yeah? Anything really fascinating?
They're going deep with the ray tracing. Real deep. It's almost a joke at this point. But GeForce RTX 2000 series.
Mm-hmm.
So they have one that is actually, they're all at really good price points except for the really high tier one.
Naturally.
So they're starting at $500,
Okay.
$700,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a price jump. How much do you think of a price jump it is?
I'm gonna say $3,500.
Add another zero, and yeah, you're about right.
Damn!
Yeah, it's tens of thousands.
Damn!
So
Ain't no one got that kind of money.
It's
I mean, unless you're playing in the Dota Championship.
it's not it's not for games.
It's not for anything.
I want to be clear with that. It's for video editing and video rendering.
You do not need that much for. Actually, I don't
If
know.
you're doing like Avatar,
Yeah, if you're doing some
you're
really
gonna
high
want
tier-
something like that.
That makes sense. That's probably like they're gonna sell that to the freaking Hollywood companies who have that money in their back pocket.
Yeah,
They walk around with it.
but I
They have a
liked
suit of it.
their comparisons between the power of these new ones. So the 2070 is like 5 times more powerful than a Titan V. So apparently really powerful, but we have no benchmarks at this point, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It could be an underclocked Titan V and an overclocked 2070.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll find out. Anyway, that's all the news I have.
That's all the news I have.
We'll see you in 2 weeks for the Fridge podcast. I'll see you tomorrow for.
No pick
What?
3?
Oh my goodness. I wasn't even thinking of one.
I almost... Man,
You
I,
almost got away with it. Pick 3 top Smash Bros. Characters you want to see. You almost got away. You did this to yourself. You did this to yourself.
Smash Bros. Characters I want to see?
Yeah, or not Smash Bros. Characters, but characters you want to see in Smash Bros.
Characters I want to see in Smash
Yeah.
Bros. I would love to see a crossover between Nintendo's IP and Sony and Microsoft IP.
Okay.
So something like Master Chief in there, just thrown in.
Right, because when you think Microsoft, you go Master Chief. Naturally.
Yeah.
Everyone
And
does.
Sony, maybe Kratos.
Kratos. Interesting.
It would be a really interesting character to play.
Yeah, but Sony's never going to do a Smash Up because they have their own fighting game.
And how's that going for him, man?
Oh, well, they haven't made one in years, but there might be a reason for that.
Okay. God, that's 2 of them. Can I just say like? I don't even know, man. I'm thinking like
Come on.
Gordon Freeman, just crowbar wielding human. Those are my 3.
All right. Let's see. Obviously, Gino. Obviously, want to see Gino. Always Gino. That's my answer for everything. And then, sorry, I'm trying to coordinate stuff. Gino. I had it and then I lost it because I was texting. What's the word? What's the name? I can't remember the name. Blaziken. And I had it again and I lost it. Sora would be cool. From Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it would be
I think it'd
interesting.
be cool. Be interesting to see how they would adapt that. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow for Free Play Friday, and you can find me here on my Twitch channel where you are currently. You can also find me on Twitter at PyGod13. You can find me on Instagram. I think just my name. You can find me on YouTube at PyGod13 Gaming, and you can find me in the Tri-Cities.
And you can find me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, all Slavanaka.
All Slavanaka. See, you make it easy. I was not smart and made different things for a lot of my stuff.
Yeah.
There's a problem with that. Anyway, hashtag make Slob stream again, and we'll see you all in 2 weeks. Bye.